Oh, hey, what's
Oh,
up, everybody?
Good morning.
Why did we stop the music?
Hey, welcome to MiniWorks. My name is Matt, and today I have with me my best friends in the whole world, Josh.
I'm so touched.
And
Man, I was so close.
we got AA Ron. He's gone. Got Henry, of course. And joining us all the way from Kansas City, one of our really good friends, Mr. Joth LaFoon. What's going on, buddy?
Hey guys,
You forgot that he's current
remember yesterday?
STL Open champion.
Yes, he's the current St. Louis Open champion.
Until the next one.
Second.
Yeah.
Second. Okay. So today we're talking about champions and turning your champions armies into your 4th edition armies. So we're going to get into it right away. I think it's an exciting topic, and I think it'll help a lot of people if we talk it through, especially Josh. Josh has got a lot to say about him. I know he does. Look at him. He's ready. He's like, I'm so ready for this conversation. So hopefully I can sit back and just let you guys take it and, hang out. So anyway, we're going to talk about champions into 4th. Do you think you're a champion? I know I am.
I am a champ.
I am a champion. I am a champion.
I am a champion.
I am a champion.
I am a champion.
I'm a champion.
I am an exemplar of tactics, strategy, and warfare, the first among all men.
Love that guy.
I can't get over
Mark, we love you. You're amazing.
That's a great one.
All right. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, guys. And Josh, would you like to say a few words of why you think we need to talk about this while I do this?
Well, I mean, anytime you're trying to grow a scene, you got to get new people, right? So the best way to do it is to get them started into an easy intro point like champions. And then you want to play the real game, which is full King's War. And so a lot of new people come to me and they ask me, what do I need? What do you need to start playing? I just got a new player locally, John. He wanted to start ogres, and champions was the first place. And then I've been playing for a long time, so I've got a lot of knowledge on what the best deals are, what comes in each box from at least the last 10 years, since 2016, of all the King's War products. Not that I've bought it all, but I've seen it all. I've looked at the deals. And so it's nice to just give some perspective and help the new people out, help them get into the bigger game. So we can all play together, so I can kick everybody's butt.
Kick everybody's butt?
Everyone, except a few.
Right on. Had a little snafu with the computer there. So Aaron, why do you think we need to talk about this?
I 100% echo what Josh was saying. I also think that Champions is a good game in its own right, quite frankly. I come from when I first started gaming, it was all about small skirmish army type games, and I'm okay pointing somebody to Champions, and if they get stuck in and that's all they want to play, fantastic. Honestly, it's about a 500-point army half the time, so you can say, okay, play with these toys, but maybe here's some alternate rule set and a slightly bigger board or slightly different size board, and most people are really fine with it. So I think yes, Champions is a fantastic way to grow the hobby, but I'm also okay with somebody just that's where they want to stay and play, and it's a super fun game in less than an hour.
Right. I mean, I think it needs to be talked about because, like Josh, I've had a lot of people ask me how I could do it, like Johnny G from KC, with his ogres, and I think it's super important that people should know that you can buy a company box or 2 company boxes, and of course you can't have both the champions, but you can actually convert him into another champion if you really wanted to, but it just, I really think that we need to share this because we've had many discussions on how we can. I know Aaron and I have had that discussion. Josh and I have started that discussion and haven't stopped. But Henry, what do you think?
Well, I agree with everything you guys have said. I think it's a great entry point, and I definitely think, with the exception of the Twilight Kin, I believe most of these champion boxes give you good value for your fourth edition army, as well as provide a great starting point for like that 500 to 600 point range. And like
Right.
you were saying, Matt, it's awesome to just get two of them, and then you could definitely have about a 1,000 point army of fourth edition. Or if you want to stay in that Champions is a great game to just stay in and have your four people.
Yeah, you get that
So
hour of power, as I call it. The hour of
exactly.
power of moving 4 units across the table and smashing face and routing people with shooting, which you can't do in fourth. Well, you can. You just salamander gunline, Frank. Anyway, so we're gonna.
I want to add one more thing to
Go ahead.
why Champions first. Champions is enough of a flavor that if you go, oh, cool, I really like the look of that army, and they don't play to your play style, get a different Champions box, and you're not all in on $1,000 purchase or anything crazy like that. You didn't have to get a mega army to find out that that's not your play style. So Champions is a great way to also sample. And if you have friends who are also playing Champions, just borrow each other's armies. And then you go, oh, you know what? I really, really like that one. I'm going to go get the Champions for that. And then I do want to play fourth edition with that army. So that's another really good thing about starting with Champions too, is it gives you a little sample.
For sure. And our hour, like I said, hour of power of champions, we've had 45 games recorded, more played, stuff like that. So,
wow.
I mean, that's crazy, right? I mean, there's plenty to watch on here if you guys want to see how it's played and stuff as well. I've painted all the armies. Now, I can't say that because I haven't painted the salamanders yet, but, I have them. So I wanted to leave that for Frank, the dirty rifle line player guy. Anyway,
I mean, and in Mantic's credit too, the Champions heroes are the best sculpts they have.
Absolutely.
And if you want to start into a Mantic game, getting the Champions box will give you something good to paint, something good to look at, and get you excited about the other stuff.
And they're not that bad on the table either, like we'll find out today. So, I mean, they're actually pretty good on fourth edition. So, let's hop in here, guys, and let's talk about our champions here. So the newest one that's coming out, it was on pre-order there along with Atlantis and the Bloody Cardinal. But the problem with these two, the Bloody Cardinal and Atlantis, is they've already been out in a Champions box. So they are available, just they haven't been available this way. And they are coming with new cards. And I can only say that they are going to be updated and more balanced. I'm assuming that's what I've heard. That's the rumors. But we can start with our Zerkali, and I have no idea. I haven't messed with or looked at the Zerkali at all whatsoever. So I think someone else like Josh may be more helpful with this.
Oh boy, Zerkali, that's a new one, right?
Right, and there is the Prowl Master. The Prowl Master is the main champion that you get out of this army here, which is an amazing sculpt. And his rules in fourth, I mean, he moves 7. We don't know what he does in champions yet, but he is a unique champion that you can take to lead your about 500 points worth of guys in your fourth edition, along with I'm not sure.
It's the Jan Brotherhood is in there, right?
Yeah, you get a set of Jan, a troop, I think.
Yep.
And you can run those as the Brotherhood of the Jan, which is a core if you get them into a regiment size. So you'd need another set to make the second troop. Or you could run them as the Jan Warrior Monks also with the their specialist unit, and a troop of them actually is not bad. They're kind of a berserker unit.
Yep.
So yeah.
So what are the other two then?
So the bottom one, those I think are the Spear Wardens.
All right. So
they're your like core heavy infantry.
Yep.
They've got Phalanx, Crushing Strength, Strider. They're pretty beefy but expensive. But if you're trying to build a 4th edition army, I mean, expensive units get you on the field quicker.
So,
Yes.
what's the big top boys? What are those?
I
called?
Top
think
boys.
they're Planestalkers.
Yeah, I think Planestalkers and Warrior Pack. I think you can
Yeah,
Yeah.
either
build them
or.
2 different ways. I actually haven't opened any of the Zerkali yet, so I don't know the best way to. And I haven't seen the Champions box, so I don't know exactly how
Yeah,
many pieces, how many bits you get.
you're basically getting a troop, and a hero. And I've got the companion pulled up. Looking at to do this army, right? You're starting with the Prowl Master. He's 165 points, but all the other ones, the Brotherhood, the Warrior Pack, the Spear Wardens, or even if you decide to do instead of Warrior Pack as Planestalkers, all of them are troops, which are auxiliaries, which means you're going to have another one of those to butt up against it to make it a regiment to unlock things in larger Kings of War. So unfortunately, you can't just take this and go, I've got 500 legal points. It's all troop. Now, if you're playing Ambush, which is a easier way to jump into Kings of War, so it's made for lower points, then this is all 100% legal for a quick ambush game. And really the big difference between ambush is table size, and that all those troops are unlocking units. So and then you're talking what, 165 plus
It's about
65,
600. It's at 585 for an ambush
585.
game.
Yeah. So honestly,
So.
you're playing Kings of War. You just go ahead and play the ambush style. And at 500 points, it's probably what you should be playing. So you could bop this. You can play champions. You say, hey, I want to try Kings of War. Great. Just use this as a nearly, what'd you say, six something?
Yeah, it's 585. It's basically 600 points.
But sorry, you and your opponent say we're going to play 600 points of ambush, and you're playing Kings of War, and you get to see the slight rules differences, which is that's super easy to get to.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you think we got that pretty much covered? About 600
Yep.
points. Most of them I've found have been about 500-600 points.
I would say that for Zerkali specifically, a really good starting point to get into full Kings, especially if you're coming from Champions, is the 2-player starter box, the new Claws in the Sandbox. That's got the Trident Realms versus Zerkali, and it's got more of the same. It's got another troop of Yon, so it lets you slide those 2 troops together to make a regiment. It's got a bunch of the Spear Wardens. They can also be built as warriors and a different hero. So you get almost 1,000 points with the Champions box and the 2-player starter set, and you can legally play that in ambush basically right out the box with those 2 sets.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can
Right
pull that
on.
one up, but
Yeah, no, it's perfect. So let's move on to Atlantis, shall we?
Yes.
If it will put up there. There we go. So Atlantis, and this is one of Henry's favorite armies at the
Definitely.
moment.
Yes. Right now. We'll see if that still holds when some new stuff comes out. Maybe we'll see.
And those crossbowmen, I saw a horde of them yesterday. My goodness.
Yeah.
Anyone want to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
Go for it.
So, for this champions, obviously you get Alanis. She's a hero. She's a champion, so she could lead your army into battle. This one's going to be much like the Zerkali. While the champions box by itself, you can't legally play in normal Kings of War, but if you're running an ambush, it's about 500 points.
oh boy, I was not prepared. So Basilean, this is an army I'm not super familiar with on the table. I've played against a few times.
Right.
In Full Kings. I have this is my only fully painted champion set. It's a lot of fun on the board. The crosswomen are sweet. Now, the one thing that's notable about this champions box is the spearmen and the crossbowmen. You're never probably taking either of those in troops and big kings. So it's but a troop of cavalry that's a good unit. Lannis is a good hero, but you definitely want to get some more of that core infantry moving up into big kings.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. And I mean, just even point values, right? 125 for Alanis, who has the cool holy strike power, which is kind of neat. The men at arms, they're right. That's the guy with the spears.
Yeah, men at arms with spears. Yep.
Yeah, so you're getting a troop of those for 85. So we're up to 110 points. The crossbows, 90. So we're up to 200 now. Is that no? I'm sorry, 300. And
Yeah.
then 150 more for the paladin knights. So 3 plus 150. You get 450 points. You're just under 500, but I agree. You're still looking at for men at arms and crossbowmen. They're normally troops. You got to bring them up to a regiment to play bigger games, but for ambush, freaking awesome. Yeah. And from here, I honestly would say more crossbowmen. Go ahead and yes, get your men at arms up to regiment if you want to make sure that you include them. Heck, go ahead and make them a horde. That's fine. Nobody's gonna cry. And maybe I don't know. Add a couple other little heroes, or maybe some Elohai just to round out the fact that you got some cavalry and some shooty, and you can be an all around Swiss Army knife of an army then, because you got a little shooty.
And Basileans, like some of their best heroes are on the vault right now. If you know someone with a 3D printer, or if you have a 3D printer, pick those. What's Smacris and Julius? They're resin 3D prints right now. They're super good. You can get a lot of the just the basic heroes from previous. What was the game called? Vanguard. The Vanguard models.
Oh yeah.
Are all in the vault. So when you're building a Basilean army from the Champions box, I would focus. You can get a lot of those heroes for really cheap and pick them up randomly. If you know anyone with a 3D printer. But yeah, just double down on all that core. Basilean, they won a lot of those men at arms. You want to get some more knights. The knights hit hard. There's some Mantic horses with riders, I think, are some of the best new stuff they've got. And get rolling with those holy knights.
Right, those knights are brand new plastics, and I actually like them better than the old ones for sure.
The horse knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are much better done.
No, they're done. The horse knights for champions. They were one of my favorite recent things I painted for Mantic. Right. They're a little bulky on that base they come with, though.
Yeah, I only fit 4. I could have fit 5 on there, but I only put 4 on there. I've got an extra one sitting over there, but I made the mistake instead of like painting them the way I paint them now. I put them on their little, small bases, the old school bases, and put them right next to each other. I was like, wow, this is too much. So I had to cut them off.
That actually.
Here's mine. I can get it to focus. But
yeah,
I did the 3D printed base, the one that comes on the vault.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
the themed one. And let me tell you, those little details down there made it so hard to fit the horse feet.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I had to really try.
Well, and something else talking about this just kind of reminded me, Matt, when you said you only fit 4 of them on there, right?
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with multi-basing in Kings of War versus you have to have exactly that many people on the thing in order to roll so many dice. You could technically go ahead and take that 5th horseman, so to speak, and make it a high paladin mounted on a horse, which is another 180 points. And I found like a lot of times there is a hero for almost every troop kind of unit out there that you could say, you know what, I'm not going to fill the entire base. I'm just going to hold one person aside, maybe go ahead and kit bash or put them on a rock or whatever. And there's probably a hero for that as well. So the actual physical kits that you get probably have a little bit extra in there that be a little creative, look at the list builder, and you can probably get an extra hero out of some of this stuff.
No, for sure.
Right.
That's a pro tip right there.
Well, it's just like I said with the Zerkali. If you get a couple of those, that would be a little bit harder to kit bash. But Alanis, if you got 2 company boxes, if that's the way you want to go, you could turn Alanis, swap the arms out with the men on foot. The only problem with it is Alanis is on a 50 mil base, so, but you could take the figure and put it on a 40 and cut some of that 50 mil base if you really want to, and still create another hero for the Basileans. And that goes for most of these. The Bloody Cardinal I wouldn't cut up, but speaking of Bloody Cardinal, we're at the Abyss, and the Abyss took a how do we want to put it, Aaron? A kind of a hit as far as like, that's the worst Champions army ever. Kind of, oh, they're so underpowered, that kind of thing. But they are just the coolest looking. I'm sorry, but I think they're beautiful.
There are ways to win with them.
Right.
I've usually won by losing. So and because if all my people are tabled and I ran up the score in rounds 1, 2, and 3, you can't score anymore, I win because I have the most points, and the game ends instantly at the end of the round after you killed my Bloody Cardinal. So there are ways to win with them. That's probably not a great way, but and they're pretty good with like breakthrough and stuff. So yes, they do take a bit of a drubbing. And bring them to 4th edition. I don't know. Does anybody have any thoughts of, are they better?
So Biss is my 4th edition army, actually the one I'm painting currently. So I've got 5 armies already. This is my newest one. So I have them freshest in my mind for building from the Champions, and I did it solely because I was painting the Champions box, and I was like, I love painting these models. I want to do more. But I haven't played many games with them, but I think Abyss is a solid army in 4th. They've got good commands. They're not overpowered, but everyone's getting new stuff eventually. With this army, this is another one that benefits from the vault too. You've got a lot of the Vanguard models as STLs. So I took the troop of lower abyssals right there with the cool plastics. I put them in the front rank, and they have a bunch of the lower abyssals on the vault. I printed out a whole second troop and stuck them in the back row. They're a little bit more monoposed, but they're behind, so you don't notice it as much. So that built out my first regiment for Big Kings. And then Berserkers, they're hard plastics. They're not in the vault, but you get some more Berserkers. They fill out stuff. The Nagiri, that's a tough one. There's no Nagiri hero in Big Kings. So that unit right there is just kind of useless when you transfer over to Big Kings. You could do a thing. They come in boxes of 3. If you bought another unit of Nagiri, you could put 2 per base, and you could have 2 units. And just kind of, you could magnetize that one for Champions onto the King's base.
Right.
But the Bloody Cardinal, he's a beast in Big Kings.
Yeah, he is. My son plays Abyss too, and that troop of Berserkers he uses, the Nagari, he had, like you were saying, you magnetize it. He was going to make a spot for it on the end of the base and just double up on the base. You could put 2 bases and glue 2 of them on, and then have that space open where he's just loose but magnetizing it. I'm gonna actually tell him to do that.
Yep. And I actually, so when Vanguard was King's first attempt of an intro game, and to get you into a skirmish game, to get you into Big Kings, it didn't work so well because everything was individually based. And my Northern Alliance army from Vanguard, I actually magnetized every unit for Vanguard and had a slot for them on my King's War bases. So I could play them in Vanguard. I could pop them off really quick, play Vanguard, put them back into the regiment or horde or wherever they went. And so that's where it kind of picked up that trick, because I wanted to maximize the different systems. You want to be able to buy one box and be able to use it in both games.
Right. Cool. So that is the Abyss. If you guys are interested in the Abyss, it's a good start. In my mind, as far as the Nagari, there's ways of getting around not being able to fit them, like we just discussed too. So
and then if you do pick up the Champions 2-player starter set, you've got Abyss. My recommendation right after that, unless you have a printer to start just printing some of that Vanguard stuff, is there was a 2-player box with from last year with Trident Realms and Abyss. That's a really good box. It's got all their new hard plastics. It's got more Berserkers. That will get you a good solid 1,000 points with the Champions box and that 2-player starter set.
Yeah,
I
agree.
With some finagling.
So how many points is the Bloody Cardinal in that box?
So we got 140 points, 75 points worth of lower abyssals. So math in real life is going to fail me. What is that? 215, right? The Berserkers come in at another 150, so that's 365. Your one Nagiri you can't take, but if you get another box of Nagiri, you're essentially doing 175 at times 2 because you have the extra Nagiri running around. But those are both support, which means you're gonna have to have more core and more specialists to unlock them. So it's probably one of the boxes that you're going to have to buy more or add more just to even use the Nagiri alone. But I mean, if you go without the Nagiri, what did I say? Something like 365, something like that. So 365. It's point wise, it is it's the one of the least costing ones out of all the Champions boxes. I think that's actually playable straight up.
Oh gosh, do you guys remember what the 2-player starter set with Abyss was?
Yes, it was. Hold on. It was the Abyss, and was it Trident Realms?
Battle for Coral Gate, was that it?
Yep.
No, that was Trident. Yeah, that was Trident Realms. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was Trident Realms because yes. I remember that now.
So that one, it comes with a regiment of Nagiri, which have 3. And then you can technically just base that as 2 of them, and then you can slot your Champions one onto a second base. So you get 2 units of Nagiri. It comes with a regiment of lower abyssals, an Ifrit, and a regiment of Berserkers. And those Berserkers, you can technically base 2 per regiment, and you can milk that and get 2 regiments fully of those Berserkers. So you got two Berserker regiments, 2 Nagiri regiments, and a regiment and a troop of lower abyssals. So you'd still need to get a lot more core. But I think that's a great starting point.
I think really Abyss just needs to get more core if you're going to go with him.
Yeah, but that gets you all the support, all the specialists you need. Berserkers being specialists and Nagiri being support. They don't overlap in the unlocks. You still gotta find some succubi or lower abyssals, and then for there I would try and find the old ambush set. I think it just comes with a bunch of that stuff.
Right.
And then
if you can still find it,
you got a good starter army right there.
Right. So let's move right into the dirty salamanders.
Do you not like salamanders, Matt? I'm getting this vibe that you don't like lizards or fire. I can't tell.
They are the army I have faced the most, and I've never beat them. So it's just like I just cannot beat them. Zach especially, he's, I think in my mind, so far out of all the heroes I've faced from Champions in 4th edition, I should say, he is probably the toughest one. I've only killed him once, but I took a ton of fireballs before I got to him.
He is a reason to play salamanders.
Absolutely.
If you want to play big kings and you play Champions first, you're like, I really like this hero, I hope he translates to kings. He makes lists. You can design a whole list around him. He's that good, and the best looking salamander hero Mantic makes, and they have a few good ones. I love them.
Absolutely. What else is in this champions box? So we got Zach, and what else?
You've got a troop of Keenosaur Lancers. Oh, we switched over to the. There you go. The Keenosaur Lancers. They're a great cavalry unit. They've got native crushing strength in Big Kings, so a lot of cavalry is reliant on Thunderous Charge. You get it stripped, you're kind of useless sometimes versus defensive armies. These guys have native crushing strength. I think their downside though is they hit on 4s. So if they get tied up, they're not hitting very often.
And notice they did not try to jam 5 of them on there this time.
You can if you're ambitious though.
Right. So the Kaizenor Lancers, you have a troop of those. I've faced them. You can take them in 4th as a troop. And then we have the Gekota. Gekota, you can take them as a troop in 4th. And I do want to point out too that this is a 100% 3D printed army from Kings of War and Champions. So this is STL only. I believe you can get them printed on demand. I think you can get. Yeah, you can get this right box. Right. Pre-order for at the time of this recording. But you can take a troop of Gekota. You can take. I don't know. Hailthorn is not in 4th.
Oh, actually, I think they're off pre-order. I think they have shipped Mantic Direct.
Yeah, but are they on the? Are they on the 4th edition?
They're not on the app.
No.
They're not on the app.
Oh, it doesn't say pre-order on the website anymore.
So what the heck are these things?
Yeah, they're not a usable unit in 4th.
Well, hold on. So maybe they have something else that you can count as, which
yes,
very, very doable.
Well, I mean, you can count anything as anything technically.
So what are they? Are they heavy infantry or
all salamanders are heavy infantry?
Okay,
so probably ceremonial guard is maybe
or
what
salamander unblooded or primes.
So yeah, you could. I mean, all those are if you don't have anything else. They are a little bit smaller in stature than the other salamanders. I have them printed up. I know some people are using them as ancients right now because until this month, asterisks, there were no ancients official units.
So let's just say they're ancients. That makes
but
sense.
they did add ancients heads on the vault this month that are primes upgrades. But using them as ancients, I mean, you take ancients in troops usually. They're a defense 6 unit that rallies, I think.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's very viable to just translate them, bring them, use them as ancients. And
I think that's what Frank uses them as. I don't know. Like to me, they're really awesome looking. All the salamanders really are. My disdain comes from playing against them so much and just getting stomped by, the gun line that they can put up or their heavy hitness. Like the ancients, I've never been able to kill them. I mean, but that's just because you got to put something up against them. But these guys,
and lore wise, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying they can be counts as ancients. They can be counts as something. So they will be usable in 4th. It's just we don't have Hailthorn in 4th.
Correct. Yeah. And they are a completely new unit with like a new lore for salamanders with the ambush box. They're salamanders that have been frozen for like hundreds of years and just got thawed out. So they don't have the majority of the main salamanders were like cursed with having to recharge in volcanoes and keep their fire alive inside of them. These salamanders are what they originally were before they were like transformed by the magics of winter.
He's very cool. He's one of my favorite
lore, but it's exciting to see the flavor brought into the ambush boxes. Is kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah,
you're seeing the story of Kings evolve in these boxes and just having something new. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Look at that thing. That thing is just beautiful.
I mean, Josh, I think you said it. The Champions Heroes are just some of the best models that they made. So they're perfect for showcasing your painting skills with a Z.
Mhm.
Point wise for these things, if we use those guys as ancients, it's a 510 points. And that's if you take no other spells with Zach other than the fireball and the bane chant that he gets for free. And you've got 2 troops, so great for ambush. Like go ahead and just pop this up against the Zerkali, right? I mean,
Yeah.
give a couple more spells to Zach, and you guys are running almost neck for neck as far as points go. So this is a fantastic one.
And if you do have just this box and you have your own 3D printer, or somebody with a 3D printer, just print this exact box times 2.
Yep.
That turns the Gektoko into a regiment. You get 2 units of ancients. You get 2 troops or a regiment of cavalry, and I call him Zaaki, but
oh yeah,
he could be a mage priest. Like he
I
is
was
a caster.
looking at that. Yeah,
you got 2 mage priests, or you got him as the name champion. And then
Do they got him on a 40?
I don't know. I have not.
So hold on.
Yet.
Yeah, it says it looks like Zach's just on a 40.
Yeah. I think he was the first champion on a 40. So yeah, you can run a mage priest. Yeah,
that's cool.
And Kings has always had, like, for heroes, exceptional base rule. If you wanted to go a little bit crazier with your modeling, I did this a lot in 3rd edition. I wanted more flavor on my bases. My 20 millimeter heroes were on 25s a lot of times because I could get more on the base, more decoration, more stuff, and it doesn't make it unplayable. So even those 50 millimeter heroes from Champions, if you run them as 40 millimeter base heroes, nobody is gonna dock you on that.
The community's really, really welcoming, except for ogres. Nobody likes ogres.
Oh, come on, my boys and girls, my boys and girls. That's what we're digging into now. Now, this box, let me tell you something. This is the most, in my mind, most usable box out of Champions, right out of the box. In 4th edition, otherwise, this one's been out for a little while. And Arkamora is a must-take if you're playing ogres. There's no reason not to take her. She's a hero in 4th that has a 5 dice shooting attack, 7 attacks on the table, has brutal +1 aura within 6 inches. You can't boost that with any magical artifacts, but she has brutal +1, and the whole army has brutal. So she's great in 4th edition. You can tell I play this army. But everything here is usable, 100%, because the ogres don't really have hordes. They run as troops or regiments, and they're not auxiliary. So this army, that warrior on a chariot can be a sergeant or a warlord on a chariot for 4th edition. The boomers can be taken as a troop. There's 2 on the base. So, you could put 3 and put 2 warriors on the other troop, but you're looking at, with those 2 regiments of warriors with hand weapon shields, you can make them 2-handed weapons if you want, and it translates into Champions, no problem. You get extra attacks. They hit on 3s, and in 4th edition, they're either defense 5 or defense 4, 2-handed weapons. The boomers, they're all 9 attacks. This is relatively, I think, in my opinion, one of the best bangs for your buck in my mind, as far as, like, if you get 2 of these, Orkamora could be a matriarch and a warlord, or she could be Orkamora herself. And because the matriarch has a 50 mil base.
Yeah, I think the only thing you have to watch out for is that chariot. If you do take it as a leader, you don't have enough things to unlock a leader just out this box.
Yeah.
Right. So you would possibly, from here, you're going to have to need a few more core. But OG, warriors and boomers, more of those, fine. That's great all day long. And if you got some filthy little goblins running around, they have some. No, I'm sorry. I guess the goblins don't unlock anything. Never mind.
No, they're all auxiliary.
No.
Yeah. So more warriors, more boomers, and I think there's something called hunters that you can also have in there. But
Berserker Braves.
But I mean, for core, you just have to watch out that you have some extra heroes in here that you're gonna need more core to unlock. But yeah, I mean,
you can't take the chariot by itself.
Right, you can't take
No.
the chariot by itself, and that's the other option is you just go ahead and buy more chariot things, or if you do get 2 boxes of these, you take those chariots and lump them together with a on a larger base, and now you do have a unit of chariots. And so
Yeah.
like looking at this, let's say you don't take the chariot and you instead make it a hero. It's 655 points, but you're going to have to find more core to go ahead and unlock the chariot as a hero, which that's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you get rid of the chariot hero and just go with Arakamura, the boomers and warriors, it's still a 450 point army, and it's completely legal. So I mean, you're still almost at that average for those champion armies without that 4th unit. So it's definitely the most costly army, but it's also, like you said, Matt, probably the best army because it's the only one so far that is really completely legal in both normal 4th and ambush, with just maybe 1 or 2 more models. You don't need a lot to make it legal in normal 4th as well as it's legal in ambush.
And then the one thing to note, if you're just getting this box and hoping to convert it up to 4th edition King's War, the boomers do come on a slightly smaller base than the warriors, and you need to get bases that are proper for big King's War to just throw them on top of a spare.
Do they? Because mine came with the same size as the warriors.
Did they?
Yeah, my box set did.
So I've only played against somebody. I played against Johnny.
Johnny G from KC.
Now that I think about it, I wonder if he put them on his chariot base on accident.
He probably did.
Well, it did. They did have a few boxes, like at the first when they started putting them out. What did have the wrong base in them?
Oh, maybe that's it.
So that he may have got one of those boxes.
Got it. Okay, that's good to know. It's the only I've only seen that box that he opened on the table for champions. So and then
cool.
if you're doubling down into big kings, I just want to point out like all of the mega armies, all of the 2-player starter sets, like ogres, all of their units can be almost everything with conversions. Like the main plastic bodies, they can be shield breakers, they can be warriors. They've got the arms for boomers. The shooters resin upgrades are on the vault. Really, you just need a lot of those core bodies. And that's all you need for ogres. They're quick to paint. They're large infantry. One of the best armies to start when you're coming into King's War 4th edition. They're solid rules. They hit hard. You're not going to be disappointed playing ogres in 4th edition.
Exactly, and that's where I steer everybody. Whoever's starting is just take the ogres. It's a lot less to paint. You're painting 3 models. I mean, really, technically, you could take 3. For example, right in front of us, 3 naiads and put it on a base and call it a troop if you really wanted to put a bunch of stuff around there. But, ogres is more viable for that option. But speaking of Trident Realms, one of my favorite champions, the one that I was most excited to paint is the axolotl, the Axel here. And boy, does she pack a punch in champions. I've seen this one shoot every unit that we've had played in champions off the table without even getting in contact. So she's really good in champions. But
I do think Axel's a boy though.
Oh, well. Yeah. Either way.
He's a character in the new book.
Did I say her?
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe you're thinking of Splish. Maybe Splish is a female. Who knows? Either way, it's freaking deadly. I mean, the Axel's name should just be Deadshot. It's just one of the best marksmen I think I've seen.
Right, and we played a lot with this in Champions, but converting it to 4th, there's that whole thing that happened at that tournament that we discovered about lances and stuff like that. So putting all that aside, converting these into 4th, I really don't know because I have not faced a Trident's Realm army yet.
So it's funny. My wife, Henry's mom, Steph, that's her army that she's actually been building, and so we've been looking a lot at Trident Realms lately. Yes, we have. Axel is a hero, 185 points. The Naiad and Snares, that's a troop of them. So once again, we're talking if you just want to jump into ambush for like under 1,000 points. Everything but the big frog that's in the background there comes up to 400 points. And the big frog
Yeah.
you can possibly take as a single pond warden for 195. So now you're almost up to 600, but that's a hero that you're going to have to unlock. Or you can add more big frogs and make them tree leaper dam busters at 185 points. So
the other option for that frog is that River Guard Dam Buster Sentinel.
yeah,
But once again, that's another hero that you're gonna have to get more core to unlock. I do think though, if you're trying to take this army into fourth, I think a really good spot would just to be to buy 2 of them. I'm not quite sure what you could turn the other axle into, but you get a regiment of ensnares, which is great for just tying people at that ensnare. They got regen, and they're decent at fighting. I mean, they fight on 4s. You've got a regiment of those River Guard, which I believe they're the ones who you can give javelins to, so they can also shoot if that's how you want to build them.
Not viable anymore.
But you've still got the River Guard Dam Buster Sentinel, or whatever you want to make him as. You could just turn him into either River Guard or Tree Leaper Dam Busters with the extra frog dude that you get.
Yeah, and as far as Axel goes, there is nobody else that's sitting as a large infantry hero. You just have infantry heroes.
Axel is the only Gilkin that we've seen.
Yep. So you are going to get just an extra Axel from that, but everything else in that box is definitely at least some sort of a viable option for expanding into 4th edition.
Yeah, and a good place to start for this one, the 2-player starter set we were talking about earlier. The Battle for the Coral Gate. You'll have to find it online. It's no longer in print at Mantic. It's from 3rd edition, but it comes with more of all of these. It comes with more frogs, more naiads, more frogs on frogs. Or another take, you go with the new 4th edition starter set with the Zerkali. Find somebody to get the Zerkali Champions box. You get the Trident Realm starter box and split the 2-player starter set from the new set. And you're both going to have like close to 1,000 points, and you're going to just get started rolling into 4th edition.
Yep. Yeah, and those placoderms and deep ones are really, really cool. I don't know if they're as cool as Gabos, but you know.
Well, if you were to get a Gabos box and company box and an ogre box, you'd have a little something.
There you go.
To convert into 4th there. But these don't unlock anything, but they're a whole lot of fun to tinker around with, like with Malpups. So I had a little fun. This is one of my favorite ones to paint. Although by the end of it, I was like, I don't want to paint any more goblins. And I only painted 20 of them. So,
okay, so what in the world do these things have? Because goblins, this is terrible of me. All goblins look alike to me. So I know it's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna get hazed by like Kyle Poole and people who love gobos. So what is it?
Well, I think all goblins are just trash anyways. I don't think they have names. And I think goblin players would agree with me on that one. They're all expendable bodies.
Well, I love how he took a dwarf suit from the Juggernaut and turned it into a Malpump plunger.
Oh yeah. And that thing can go off in Champions.
That was a Vanguard model, I think.
And I will say with goblins, they're very cheap. You don't get a lot of points in this box.
No.
Well, you can't. Can you take a Mincer by itself?
You cannot.
I thought so. So that's another one of those.
You could run it as they have a single chariot that explodes. The blaster.
Oh yeah, the blaster. Yeah.
You could run it as a blaster. It's a booby trapped.
Right, because it's got boom, where if it makes contact, it'll be routed immediately at the end. But it does D6 extra damage, so it's kind of like a throwaway unit.
Yeah.
So
Aaron,
hold on. No, my bad. So we have Sharp Sticks, Mincer Mob, Grunk. What's the guys with the shields? What are those things?
Rabble.
Rabble.
Okay, Rabble. So yeah, this box set, I hate to say it, I don't know that you can even play it in ambush. And here's why.
The rabble only comes in regiments.
The
Right.
controversy
And
begins.
the sharp sticks.
Here we go.
So,
You have to buy more in order to play this. So all these things are based on troop sizes for rabbles and sharp sticks. They do not even exist in Kings of War. I'm gonna try to just make an army in Kings of War ambush and see if that changes it, but I don't think it will. So you have to double up all those goblins. If you buy 2 boxes of this, you might be able to put something together. That's a sad fact.
You could fit 20 of them on 2 troop bases. Make a regiment.
Yeah,
that's
but
fine,
you,
but
you have
you
a problem
gotta
where you
buy
have to base them as troops in this game.
Yeah.
Right.
in champions.
Yeah. So in Champions, you have to base them as troops. In Kings of War 4th edition, you have to base them as regiments or bigger. So unfortunately, and I mean, here's the bad part, right? Let's say you buy 2 boxes of this, and you say, hey, the mincer, I'm going to go ahead and put as a mincer mob. Just put both mincers on a base. Grunk comes on in as a hero, and maybe if you want to,
A mall pump launcher. That's a war engine. Be on a 50.
Yeah.
You can make that a mall pump launcher instead of his head sticking out the top. You can
mop up
you know,
launcher, sure.
put a
Or,
guy
you know,
standing on top of it.
Yeah, or just leave them in there. You just run mop-up launchers. Run
Right.
2 of them as mop-up launchers.
So
Right.
if you buy 2 boxes, you're looking at 645 points if you make 1 a Grunk and 1 a Mall-Pup launcher. But here's the thing. Mall-Pup launcher and Mincer Mob are both support, which means you don't have enough to unlock them. So go ahead and take off the extra Grunk. You're looking at 555 points somewhere in there. But you have to buy 2 boxes just to go ahead and get this to be able to playable. So unfortunately, anybody who's wanting to take goblins and take this and make it into viable 4th edition, just add more money, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one of my kids' favorite books, he's 4, is Nobody Likes a Goblin. At the very end, it says, you know who likes a goblin? It says, more goblins. Always
Perfect.
need more goblins.
What's that
So I
next
think-
army then? there's nothing more to say about these dudes.
Well, just one more last thing is basically this would be a supplement army to your army, not take first
Yeah.
kind of army.
So I did find this box supplements the ogres box really well. If
Right.
you want to play ogres,
Mhm.
this box can give you a regiment of goblins. You can slide the 2
Right.
units of goblins together, make a regiment. You can throw that mincer on the same base with your chariot. You got a regiment of chariots there, and you can use Grunk as a random. He's on a big base. You just play him as a boomer sergeant,
Boomer Sergeant, Bigot.
something like that. Just something. Paymaster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if
he's
Paymaster's
pretending to be an ogre that day. He identifies as an ogre.
I mean, ogres
yeah.
use goblins. You're proxying, but like it's not like goblins aren't in the ogre army already. So
Yeah, I agree.
it fully mixes those 2. And if all you have are 2 champions boxes, you can play Kings of War with those 2 champions boxes.
Okay. Awesome. Goblins supplement, maybe buy 2. Northern Alliance. Now, this is Mr. Aaron's Jordan and
That's right.
and what's the bird's name again?
Don't
you remember?
Sir, that is Brock Brockerson. Thank
Yeah,
you very
Brock
much.
Brockerson.
Hello. Yeah. So
Now,
yeah,
I've looked this over a few times, and this is another one of those situations where that single bird can't be taken, but he can be taken as a, Frostclaw champion. So this would be one of those things where you'd have to unlock certain things. I have not seen Jordan in 4th edition yet. I'm sure that will be remedied by Mr. Aaron.
He's in the app. He's in the app right now.
He is.
no, like he hasn't even played yet.
He's
Oh,
not great.
Yeah,
he doesn't do anything the army wants to do. It's not that he's not good, it's that the army he's in doesn't want that tool in the toolbox most of the time. I'm not saying you can't. You could, if you really like him, you can throw him in there. He's not a bad hero. He does a ranged attack. He does fight okay, but he's not adding a whole lot that another hero can't do. But I'd have to go down a rabbit hole of why certain heroes are too good right now. There are just other heroes, Ice Queens, that just outclass almost every other hero in the army.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, for Jordan very specifically, his biggest thing I think is he has this 15-inch attack, which is okay, right? Except he also has his bird's eye view ability, which is he can use the swooping steel claw, which is a 15-inch attack. At any range up to 15 inches, there is no minimum range, even though the attack has indirect special rule. So it's like, oh, you're 2 inches away from me, I can still attack you with my swooping steel claw. Okay, that's nice, because usually your indirects, you can't target anybody within 12 inches of you. So you have a close-ish combat weapon. But it's also indirect, so you don't care about the building that's in front of you. So that's kind of neat, but I agree with you, Josh. He's cool, but then again, I find the Northern Alliance to be kind of this fun soup army. You've played with it a whole lot more than I have. I enjoy it as a painting project, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't have a lot of experience with Northern Alliance in fourth, but I do know like Ice Queens right now. They just hit better in ranged, and you're probably taking them for the points. Now, the one thing that he is not yielding. He is a unit that can tie up other units. He has utility that Ice Queens don't have, is what I'm saying. He's okay. But we should probably move on to what else is in this box.
Yeah, how do we turn this into a 4th edition army here?
Yeah, so once again, we're looking at the troops. These are on troop bases, so it's great for ambush. Maybe not great for full 4th edition without adding more. You've got the pack hunters, which are auxiliary troop at 105 points with javelins instead of bows, which is important. And then you've got some human tribesmen that are running around here for another 110. So, I mean, Jordan plus the 2 troops that are in there for sure, 370. But then you got to figure out something to do with the bird. The bird has 2 options. You can either make it a hero, but you're going to need some more core to break it out. Maybe another box. I don't know. And then which that hero is a Frostclaw champion. It's 140 points and you're going to add ice bombs, so it's going to be 165 points. Or if you have 2 boxes of these, you just make a troop of Frostclaw riders, which is 125, basically 165 points either way. So you're looking at about 465 if you find something to do with that Frostclaw person, but you're going to have to go ahead and unlock it as a hero, or just add another box, in which case you're going to get some more troops and you're going to get some more things, and you're looking like 750 points if you do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, the thing I enjoy about Northern Alliance is it feels like, because they have this is the Rebs of Kings of War to me. They have half-elf people that nobody wanted. They have some dwarves that maybe nobody wanted. They have some ice naiads that for some reason are hanging out there. They just have all this mix of characters. You can probably find something that's going to feel fun to play. It may not be great, but boy, it's going to look great, and you're going to have some really fun hobby projects. But I mean, you said, Josh, this was your army at one point.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a 10,000 points in Northern Alliance.
Holy moly!
Hey, can I
borrow
totes of bodies down here? Northern Alliance, they're. I mean, I'm the same with you. They're the Reb. I've also played Rebs in Firefight and Dead Zone. Sorry,
Dead Zone. Yeah,
maybe but they do a little bit of everything. They do everything good. They're not the best at everything, although that's debatable. In 4th edition, some of their shootings actually might be the best. But they've got a lot of cool toys. But the one thing, if you get this Champions box, you need more clans people bodies. You need to fill out those 2 troops. You need to make regiments. You also need to go into hordes, because they want bigger units. They're really fighty. the spearmen, the javelins, you take those in regiments. The really good unlocking core. That'd be where I'd start. Is just get more. Find a mega set, an old mega set with a bunch of the bodies. The new sets, I don't actually know what comes in those. I think they come with more of their hard plastic half elves and elves, which are good units. They're not steering anyone away from those, but you want to make these 2 troops that are in this box bigger units.
Yeah,
that's your first step.
Right.
That's your first step. Translating this box into bigger kings is get more human clansmen, and then look at the cool specialists and support and figure out what you want from there. But you really want to nail down a good core. And most of that core are the human clansmen and the pack hunters, which come in this box. You just need to make them bigger.
Right on. Well, I skipped the Twilight Kin because that's probably going to be a big subject. So we're going to move into the halflings. Now, every single one of these carries over to 4th. If you're buying this box, you're getting 2 troop bases, and this is the only Champions army that actually has 5 units in it. And the Wild Lancers can be turned into a regiment. The Riflers can be taken as a troop. Braves can be taken as a troop. They're auxiliary. And Taryn Blythe, what a good hero he is. He's a little random, but he's a pretty good hero, hard-hitting hero, I should say, if he can get to you. But as far as this box set, in my mind, this is the only one that I've seen that possibly well, they're not a lot, they're not expensive, but it's the only one that you can use everything right away if you want. It doesn't unlock anything except for the Lancers, which you could turn into 2 troop or a regiment, but which is a good unit for the halflings.
Did you say this unit? This comes with 5 units?
Yes, there's 2 units of dogs.
Oh, there's only one in the picture you're showing right now.
Oh yeah. But
okay.
Well, I'm just telling you from experience.
No, it's all good. I just haven't seen this one on the table yet.
There you go.
There, awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So you could turn these 2 into a regiment, and they would unlock some core. You have a champion, of course. These 2 are auxiliary in 4th edition, but that's fine. You buy 2 boxes of these, and that actually would constitute, 2 regiments of riflers, 2 regiments of braves, but you could actually don't have to put the rifles on them necessarily if you don't want to play champions, but they have rifles and champions. So they're kind of encouraging that. A regiment of rifles is okay. It's 10, I believe it's like 10 attacks, but a horde of them is 20 attacks. I think that's a little bit better for the rifles. More shooting attacks, more shots, more dice rolled is always better. The braves that can be turned into a regiment if you get a couple boxes, and then you would have 2 regiments of lancers. So I would say out of all the boxes we've seen so far, buying 2 boxes of these will get you a nice start. Not points wise necessarily. It's not a lot of points, but they're kind of cheap. But they could be.
Here's the thing, right? So I pointed it out while you're talking. If once again, if you want to play ambush with this is 520 points without having to buy anything else.
Oh well, there you go.
Right. So go ahead. I mean, yes, if you buy a second box, great. But I mean, it's troop. And I'm not seeing. I mean, the Wild Lancers. Yeah, you got 2 of those. I guess you would have to buy. You would have to somehow. No, those are all core. I'm sorry. No,
you could
core. So this is all core, and in ambush, they all unlock other things. So then you could really have some fun and go, you know what? I want an Iron Beast, and go ahead and get the 265 points extra, just for fun. And you're running almost a 900 point ambush army with just 1 extra model. So I agree. This is actually a really good deal, especially just to get into Kings of War proper.
Think about this. You find a troll, you put it behind Taryn Blythe's little lawnmower, and put it on a chariot base, and he becomes a really awesome looking harvester.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you'd have the use for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say this is very versatile. I really like this one. I would say if ogres are one of them to go ahead and get and just start playing, even though you may have to find something to do with that chariot, this would be the other one I would say, here you go. You can play straight out the box of champions, and then if you want to know the difference between Kings of War, play an ambush game with just these toys, and you're fine.
Yeah, and a pro tip that when I was getting into games, different armies, if you have like one unit like this has two troops, one's got rifles, one's got sword and shield, you put the rifles behind the sword and shield guy. If it's a sword and shield unit, you put the rifles in front. If it's a rifle unit, and you can, no one's gonna complain, but they look the same. They're all the same unit. They just have different arms. And same with the dog riders. I will say, if you're getting into King's Fourth, I do know a lot of halfling product comes with a lot of dog riders and a lot of infantry.
Yeah.
So you're gonna just accumulate that stuff if you start getting into this army.
Oh my gosh, this is my 10,000 points.
Yeah, like those halflings multiply when you start getting into it. But what you want when you start playing real kings, like you can get into it quickly with 2 boxes, but you want some supports and specialists. That's what you're going to want to add to this as soon as you start playing kings, because these units right here don't hit super hard. So you want to get some of those edge grenadiers, the balloons. What are they called?
The thunder chickens. Yeah, you need those.
Yeah, Iron Beasts. Every halfling player wants Iron Beasts. One or 2 of them. You will not be disappointed taking this, 2 of these, and an Iron Beast. That's a solid army and a lot of fun.
So Void Talon, bird, as my son has coined it. This one, Aaron. Aaron, you have the most experience as far as on this panel with this.
Yeah, I've actually built armies on the channel up to 2,000 points with this thing. I forget if those are Tormentors or Reapers that are sitting there.
I think you can build them either way, but those look like Reapers. I don't know. The only difference is the hands.
Yes, yes, the hands in one. Okay, so we're gonna call them Reapers. So yeah, Void Talon. This is very, very doable as an army, with the one problem of the scarecrows. So scarecrows is one of those units, kind of like the goblins, where they exist as troops here, but they do not. A troop unit does not exist in Kings of War 4th Edition at all. So you're ending up having to say, well, I need to add another regiment of something to the scarecrows, and I actually use Mr. LaFoon's pro tip of I like doppelgangers. They're one of my favorite. I love the power of them. They're not a great unit to me, but I just love their cool power. I will put a regiment of doppelgangers in front of the scarecrows and say, congratulations, the scarecrows have joined the doppelganger gang. They just and that back half just happens to look like scarecrows because they're doppelgangers. They take on the form of whoever. So you are going to have something to do with the scarecrows in order to make it legal. But let's see, with butchers and with reapers, which are all core, and reapers are our auxiliary core on the base that they're on there. Just for ambush, without doing anything with the scarecrows, bird, reapers, butchers, you're at 500 points. If you find some other base to put scarecrows with and either make them more scarecrows, add another 90. If you decide to make them doppelgangers and make them a regiment of doppelgangers, because by the way, doppelgangers don't come as troops either, regiments only, it's 155. So you're still sitting at the either 655 or 590, and that's if you find something to do with scarecrows. If you don't want to do anything with scarecrows, dude, you got 500 points. Go ahead and take them up against the halflings. Go. I mean, it's a 10-point difference. That's an artifact. And the Void Talon, as a hero, what I have found, the Cloak of Death is great. You do want to run it up the field and sit down 6 inches away from as many enemies as possible and just give it a random, give them all 1 damage. Just make sure that when you fly them over, that they don't get a side charge on you. But yeah, I honestly, I've had fun playing this as Night Stalkers, and the thing I would say from here, from my point of view, is you're gonna have to find something to do with the scarecrows. Just, I would say, make them a horde of scarecrows and put a crystal pendant of doom on them and make them your Suicide Squad that runs up the middle and is as big a thing as possible that people attack because they have to do something with it because it's maybe hopefully sitting around an objective, and when it blows up, it does 2d6 damage to everybody that attacked it. But that's just an easy one. And then butchers are just rough. But I don't know. Anybody else's thoughts?
I mean, it's a great starter product for Night Stalkers. It gives you the flavor of it. The Void Talon, probably the best hero in the Night Stalker army. But all three of them being core. I mean, you can start building them, and you just expand the units. You find a product, either the Mega Army, the regular army, another one of these boxes, the old ambush starter sets. All those come with butchers and reapers and scarecrows. And so you buy this. If you like the flavor of it, you're probably going to like the flavor in Big Kings. And you just build more of the same things. And then you look at getting some of the monsters. The monsters are some of the coolest stuff, I think, that Magic makes. They're, what's it called? The Terror.
Yeah.
Void Talon, Goredrake. They're all super cool monsters that Magic makes. What's he called? The giant. I forget what he's called.
It's just Shadow Hulk.
Shadow Hulk.
Yeah. Shadow Hulk, Mind Screech. They got a really cool hero that's the Reaper, well, not Reaper Soul Drinker, the Dream Hunter.
Yeah, Dream Hunter. Yeah, they've got cool monsters. So really, you get this, you get more of these dudes, and then figure out what monsters you want to build and where you want to go from that. And you're gonna have a fun list. Also, I will say the Void Talon. There's no other like unit of Void Talons, but there is a flying horror unit in the Soul Flayers. If you did have 2 of these Void Talons, 3 of these boxes, you could base up a couple of these Void Talons on a base together and call them Soul Flayers. No one's gonna have a problem with that. They're flying horror monsters.
Awesome.
I didn't think about that. Dang it, that's a great idea. You know what? Now I want to take some Northern Alliance birds and cut the heads off and do something with it. That's crazy.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
And now, we're going to move to our last one we're going to talk about, because I know that I'm just going to like mute my mic and let Josh just take this one. Chris, our local member. Chris, thank you for being a member. This is his favorite of the Champions armies in Champions. Now let's find out how you can turn it possibly into 4th without Josh, blowing a stack today. So take it away, Josh.
Well, does anybody have anything to say first? You guys have played against the Champions. I mean, you have a local member who plays it. Has he started converting it at all?
No. This is one, like, he really liked the models. He really liked the flavor of the army. Chris, by the way, plays Basilians, and before he usually plays or afterwards, he tells some of the most narrative cool stuff about them. And so his heart, I think, is with Basilia, and his Order of St. Catherine. No, I don't think anybody's built off of this. I will say, playing this in Champions, the skiff is really, really cool, and I like Lithariel that she can shoot into her own people, carelessly. But beyond that, it's okay. I play Night Stalkers, so if I want horror monsters, I'm just gonna play Night Stalkers. What about you, Henry?
I think playing it in Champions, like you said, the Void Skiff, I've played as it. The Void Skiff is a really nice, fast unit in Champions. I actually got to play Mr. Lafoon the other day with full Kings of War, and Void Skiffs are just as fast and just as scary as that one is in Champions. I personally like the look of the they're called the Void Sisters in Champions. I forget exactly what they're called in the full 4th edition, but the big
Impalers.
Yeah, the Impalers. I like the look of them. Like I said, I haven't played. I played Mr. Josh yesterday, but he didn't run any of those, so I don't know how they deal on 4th. But as a champion army, I actually really like this one. I've found great use in Lithiel Heart's ability to shoot into combat. That's pretty handy for champions because I can tie stuff up with the Impalers and then still be able to get that extra plink damage by her shooting into that combat. And then the 4th unit there, I usually just end up using it as chaff anyways. Probably am playing that wrong, but I usually just send them forward. Once again, trying to tie up so Void Heart can shoot into combat without that risk of getting attacked herself. So those are probably my thoughts. But now I'm interested to see
Hold
how
on.
you can take this into fourth.
What are the units here? We have Lithariel. What's the little dudes on the left?
So we've got some mutants.
Okay.
Yeah. They lost
Or-
their Strider, right? In fourth.
So you got mutants.
All right, yeah, we'll talk about the
Yeah,
unit
and then
in a second.
the big.
We've got a unit on a Void Skiff. There are
Okay.
2 units you can take in Big Kings, either the Navigator on Void Skiff or the Captain on Void Skiff.
Mhm.
Both are usable heroes in Big Kings. They're both good. You've got a troop of Impalers to the right of them. I think they're not a. It looks like they're a ranged unit here on the picture. They have 2 versions that you can build these
Those-
as.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
sisters are not ranged. I don't think.
Okay.
No, they're the melee.
The mutants
Okay,
are not
so
ranged.
this kit has 2 separate arms. You can build them as a ranged unit or a melee unit in
Right.
Kings. So they're mutants or what are they? The Weavers, Void Touched Weavers in Kings of War Fourth. And then you've got Lathiel. She's kind of a hybrid hero. She can shoot and she can melee in Kings. So if you're looking to convert this army into Big Kings, you've got hero, support, specialist, hero. You have no core units, so you right off the bat you cannot take this in Kings. That's the
hold
biggest
on.
downside. That's what
Wait
we're
a
talking about. We're talking about converting
the
these.
mutants are core. Or no? Oh, you're right. Never mind. I'll shut up.
Weavers can be core if you have a regiment of them. But I guess so. But really, you have no unlocking units here, and buying multiples of these boxes aren't going to get you any closer to a usable list. And like some of the boxes, you just need 2 boxes. So the first thing you got to do if you want to play Twilight Kin in Big Kings is you got to buy core.
Yep.
You need and Twilight Kin only have 4 core units. They kind of got the shaft. They've got Corsair Void Walkers, Corsair Fleet Wardens. The Void Walkers have Ensnare. The Fleet Wardens have Phalanx and Crushing. You've got the Weavers. They're a 18-inch shooting unit. And you got Wranglers. Wranglers are a hybrid unit that mixes Reapers and from the Night Stalkers and the Elves from the Night Stalkers. You don't get any of that here. So you don't even get half a unit. There is a caveat. If you take the Void Captain hero, it turns Void Skiffs into core. And I found, for me personally, the only way to play Twilight Kin right now is to use Skiffs as core. I just don't have enough of those elves. They're notoriously kind of spindly, and people don't really like assembling them and building them. I get it. All the models they put in the Champions box are a lot more fun to assemble and paint. So for a Champions box, this is probably the route. Marketing wise, I probably also would have went. They look way cooler. They show off the vibe of Twilight Kin a lot more, especially because each of these Twilight Kin boxes have a theme to them, a story behind them. And Lathiel is one of the cooler characters in Mantic's lore. We've seen multiple versions of her through the editions. We've seen her evolve from just an elf who's dabbled with the void and slowly evolved. And her model, she had a 3rd edition model. And now she's got a 4th edition model where she was shoved into the void at the end of 3rd edition by Mikhail, and she's now emerged, changed as this horror monster. So it's cool to see the flavor of this box is on point. I love the box if you're just playing Champions, but if you're looking to get into 4th edition, you got to buy a lot more.
Yeah. You know what? I'm even trying to point it out. And I'm like, this is 450 points, and you still don't have any core.
Yeah. But what is good about this, if you do like buy a box of 4th first, this is a good supplement box. This gives you a cool champion.
Right.
It gives you an alternate hero. It gives you more Impalers. More mutants. Now, if we're getting into meta, I think both the mutants and the impalers aren't in a great spot right now, but that's not about getting into the game. That's just meta calls as a Twilightkin player.
Well, I mean, I have Twilightkin. I have before fourth, I bought 2 mega armies of them. So I have quite a few, and it's one of those armies that I want to start painting. I just absolutely love their aesthetic. I love the look of them. I do love the mutants and the impalers. I'm going to be one of those casual players that's probably just going to take them just because they look cool. But as far as like looking over the lists and stuff, I agree with you 100% about what you're saying there, where they're just not in a good place. Because for me, the least favorite thing out of the whole army to paint that I'm probably going to have to paint a lot of is the Void Skiffs. I just don't enjoy them. But, you know, it's just a thing. Like this army here, I think out of all the ones they've released is probably next to the Abyss, of course, is a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Right. Because of the way it looks. And if they were to put core in this, I don't think it would have had the same appeal necessarily in Champions. And I don't really, I think just because of the way Champions plays, this is the best. And the way fourth plays, it plays different. You need more. You know, you need more punchy. And I just love the look of it. And Chris's army, he painted them green. They look great. You know, and it's just any color you pick, they're just going to look good. And my opinion on it is I like the way they play in Champions. But you definitely would have to categorize this one, and I forgot which other one we said, as a support rather than you know, starting here.
Yep. Yeah, and another thing is like the Twilightkin can take Night Stalker units, which is a cool thing. So if you have this box and the Night Stalker box, you've got units for both of them. Right. And I've actually my scarecrows. I have a lot of extra scarecrows. I don't play Twilightkin. I mean, I don't play Night Stalkers, but I use the extra arms you get from the mutants that are caster arms, and I kind of kit bashed my scarecrows. So I got my weavers are actually scarecrow units that have been converted to like look like casters, and the scarecrows have like the wizard hats on a lot of them. So I've done that. There's things you can do with getting those 2 boxes, but the Night Stalker units aren't core for Twilightkin. So you really gotta find some core, and boats are really good. They're probably the hardest unit to get a hold of. They don't come. You don't get a lot of them in kits like the mega armies and stuff. You might get 1 unit of them in a box.
Yeah, and the mega army
they're expensive. 3. You're building a whole army of them. There's
I mean it's $60 for 3 of them. $60 for 3 plastic skiffs. Which was it 1 regiment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and I will say that 4th edition's new, right? Like maybe weavers are amazing. Lathiel is a ranged hero, and she can get a lot of lightning bolt. She has an ability where she
careless in 4th edition, where she can shoot.
Hold on 1 moment, please. Your call is
she can't shoot in a combat. What she does is she can steal life of a Night Stalker, a Chromebound unit.
Gotcha.
For each point of life she steals, up to 3, she can add 2 lightning bolts. So she can get to like lightning bolt 9 or something crazy. And if she stands still, she's taller than a lot of units. She's hitting on 3s with 9 lightning bolt on Pierce. Like, I don't think she's bad, but she's not doing a lot of what I do in Twilightkin, which is shoot now. But maybe if you did build a bunch of you build those mutants as weavers, and you get 2. You start putting together some weaver units. They're core. You got to have a regiment, and use Lathiel. You could build a starter army. You just gotta do it a little different than the way Twilightkin's traditionally played, or you're buying a lot of core Twilightkin elves. And the edition's new. Like they're one of the armies that doesn't have a new book right now. Maybe in the future they get a new book. They get new core units that unlock, and everybody wants to take them. They look cool. So I'm not trying to downplay the Twilightkin unit because it's one of the coolest looking boxes they make.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, and you know what? Some things are just really, really good to be. This is for Champions, and you play it in Champions, and it's going to probably play great in Champions. And it's just doesn't translate as well for the big games. I'm not. I hate to compare them, but when I first got into the hobby, it was Warhammer Underworlds, and Champions has some of that feel to where you have a group, a little war band. You paint this. Yes, those models might be able to be used in the bigger game, but sometimes even in Underworlds, there were certain units. This was perfect in Underworlds, but they do not translate well in the bigger game. I think the same thing here. There's some things that are really, really good for Champions, and I think they play well in Champions. I think they're a fun hobby project in Champions, but you know what? It just don't take them up to the big leagues, because it's not worth it. You're better off playing with the other big boy toys from the bigger game, or maybe they're just an additional support or flavor.
Yeah,
Well, there
and
are
I know
more.
a lot of people used impalers. Like that was the core of a lot of people's 3rd edition army.
Yeah,
impalers, their support. It's hard to unlock those. They do have a unit, I think, that brings them to specialist. But that's still tough, like, to build an army. They're one of the coolest. Like, a lot of people picked up Twilight Kin just for the impalers, and they can't use their army now in 4th edition, which has been a point of contention. But
well, there are more. I can contest. There are more champions coming. They are.
Well, yeah.
Shocked Pikachu face.
There are more champions armies coming, and we will do this again with the newer armies probably a little bit later. As 4th changes, as the new book comes out and stuff like that, we're going to see more viable choices, and as the game changes and grows, and this whole thing is subject to our opinion as well. I mean, somebody may disagree with us or what have you, and that's fine. Leave it in the comments below. Let us know where we messed up, or add on to what we have to say, as Chris does. I love Chris. He can make a comment. We basically are trying to show everybody Champions is a great game, and it can be translated into 4th edition. And I think a lot of that hasn't been shown, and hasn't been talked about or told. So now 4th edition's out. I'm glad we went over these, and thank you guys for joining me today with this discussion. I really enjoyed the heck out of it. Josh, especially Josh from KC. Tell Johnny G from KC I said hello. No,
but it's not a gang, Matt. They're not a gang.
Yeah, our gang name. So Johnny, he's a Halo player, and he came up with the Halo. Our group name is the KC Flashers.
Okay,
got vetoed by everyone.
All right. Well, there's one thing we do in this on this channel, and when we do say goodbye, we say ta-ta. So that's all we got for you guys. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
Ta-ta.
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 There it is. I was waiting for that.